our read out loud, let's review what we learned from the last read out loud. We learned all about the first people who lived in America. They are called Native Americans. Pause the video and I want you to think about all the things that the Native Americans did a long, long time ago. Yes, they hunt, they fished, they grew corn, peas, and beans. They made houses out of logs, sticks, leaves, and vines. They made baskets out of straw. They even made clothing out of skins and fur. And they cooked over a fire. Listen to find out about some people who came to America long ago and met the Native Americans. Long, long ago, before your mother and father were born, and even before your grandparents were born, there were people living in a country called England. In England, the king made all the rules. He made rules about what people could and could not do. He even made rules about what church people should go to. The king and his rules made some people so angry that they decided to go live somewhere else. The people who decided to move away from England were called the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims decided they would move to America so they did not have to follow the king's rules. To get to America from England, they had to sail a long time across the Atlantic Ocean. They sailed on a boat named the Mayflower. Their journey was very hard. The ship rocked back and forth on the sea. A lot of people got sick. The Pilgrims just kept remembering that they were going to a new home where they could make their own rules. That made them feel better and want to keep going. Finally, the Pilgrims arrived in America, and they were surprised at what they saw. They saw trees and forests and wild animals. Soon they met the people who lived in America, the Native Americans. Native Americans looked and dressed differently from the Pilgrims. They spoke a different language that the Pilgrims could not understand. One day, the Pilgrims met a Native American man who knew how to speak English. He told them his name was Tequantum, but people call him Squanto. Squanto became a special friend of the Pilgrims. He taught them many things about how to live in America. He showed them how to use wood from the forest to build houses. He gave them seeds to plant so they could grow corn, beans, and pumpkins to eat. He showed them the best places to hunt and fish. The Pilgrims were grateful to Squanto for helping them learn to live in their new home. Squanto told the Pilgrims that every year when it was time to harvest or collect the crops from the fields, he and the other Native Americans had a celebration. After the harvest that year, the Pilgrims and the Native Americans celebrated together. They roasted turkey, fish, and deer meat. They cooked corn, pumpkins, and beans. When they saw how much good food they had, they gave thanks together. The Pilgrims also thanked the Native Americans for helping them make a home in America, where they could follow their own rules rather than the rules of the King of England. Today, on the holiday called Thanksgiving, we remember the celebration that the Pilgrims and the Native Americans had long, long ago. On Thanksgiving, families and friends eat a special meal together. Lots of families eat roast turkey, corn, and beans, just like the Pilgrims and the Native Americans did long, long ago. Americans celebrate Thanksgiving to remember all we have to be thankful for: the beautiful country we live in, the food that keeps us healthy and strong, and the friends that help us feel safe and comfortable in our homes.